Hey everybody, I'm Meg from Loven Stamps, and I have a project to share with you this morning for Maker Mornings with Meg. Today's project features a punch that I just realized is not here, which actually is super handy though. So if you happen to catch my pop-up live yesterday, I shared a really quick like 2-minute tip on where I organize my things. And so you might find that helpful if you're looking for just how to streamline your stamping so when you sit down, you're ready to go and so forth. So speaking of which, now I'm ready to go. I have my Beary Cute punch and my Beary Cute stamps. These guys are really very cute. What can I say? A pun is my favorite. So we are going to make a card today featuring this stamp set and a couple other pieces of this suite. So a word of explanation about ordering suites. So if you look in my video description, you'll find that I always list the suite for something that I'm using as well as the bundle and so forth. When you go to look in the online store for these things, if it says that the suite collection is not available, it's probably because there's one or maybe two things from inside that suite that are out of stock and you can't order them. But that does not mean that the rest isn't available. So that's why I always include all the things individually listed in our video description so that you can find the things that you want for those details. So, all right. Good morning, everybody. Let's see, Trish and Lois and Sue. It is, chilly. Hi, Becky. Where a lot of people are this morning. Kind of nice. That's why I have a sweater on. So let's go ahead and switch our camera over and get started on our symbol card. If you are looking for holiday ideas, this is one that you will want to make a note of. It's very duplicatable and would be a really quick project to put together with lots of different stamp sets or so forth. It's a great design. And I think that you'll just find it really helpful as a layout that you can reproduce for lots of things. So I'm looking for the paper here so that I can show you all the papers for this. So this designer series paper is called Beary, now I can't remember. It's a good thing it's in the video description. Beary Cute is the name of the stamps, and the suite is called Beary Christmas. So this is the Beary Christmas paper. And let's see, I think we could do a little better on our color here. So let me see if I can adjust this. It's not yellow paper. There we go. Oh, so much prettier. Okay, so now you can really see that pretty paper there. The polar bears are very sweet. They have little scenes. There's some nice patterns, including this fun sort of sweater print. And then the back sides include more sweater prints in sort of a monochrome, the blues and the greens, and then some other fun papers. Look, those bear prints. I will say when we were backpacking this summer, when we saw bear prints like this in the mud or something, it wasn't necessarily like, oh, look how cute. It was like, oh, how fresh is that bear print? Has this bear really been here very recently, or was it a little while ago? So, but anyway, it's really cute. Wait, I've never noticed this. The deer have sweaters on. Okay, we have a lot of deer where we live, and I've never seen one wear a sweater. That would be pretty hysterical. So if you have deer wearing sweaters where you live, make sure you leave us comments. So anyway, that's the paper. Hey, Vonda and Kelly, happy pre-Friday. So we're going to start off with a folded piece of Night of Navy cardstock. This is going to be our card base. And then I have a piece here, and honestly, this came from my scrap bin. I keep in a 8.5 by 11 page protector all the color scraps for each of my Stampin' Up! Color papers. And so this one happened to be a strip that was available, and so I thought, you know what, that's perfect. I'm going to go ahead and use it. Oh, Melanie says that she would be scared to see bear prints in the mud too. Yeah, it's kind of exciting, right? Because you love to see bears, but not from super close up, preferably. Just from further away is a good thing. So this is the embossing folder that's part of the suite. It has a lot of nice motion to it as it's kind of falling snow. So Snowflake Sky is what it's called. And so all you need to do for this is go ahead and pop your cardstock in. With a folder like this, you want to think about what direction you want your pattern to run. And so we're going to run this through my die cut machine. And then ta-da, we have this pretty textured paper here to go on our card. So let's go ahead and stick that down. Let's see. Go ahead and stick that down. And we're going to kind of put this out here to the left a little bit. And so it doesn't really matter how wide you make this piece. It just basically kind of an idea out here to the left. So thanks, Melanie. All right, so we have now our piece of designer series paper, and this is why this project is so nicely duplicatable, because this is a 3x3 square. So you can get a whole mess of these out of your 12x12 paper, your 6x6 paper, and it just makes it really easy to cut and have these pieces ready. So it really gives us a focal point. It centers our attention, and we're going to add a little extra embellishment to it, and that is the which color is this? Starry Sky ribbon, which is kind of bluish and does a nice match here between the Misty Moonlight and the Night of Navy cardstock. I like this color a lot with these, so you can tell because I've just finished the whole roll. And while it is a very pretty color, it doesn't have a lot of oomph with just one wraparound. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap around twice. Hi, Joan. I'm going to go ahead and wrap around twice so that it just has a little bit more, I'm going to call it oomph there, a little more visual presence. And we're going to hold on to these. And then I'm going to grab my edge of my Stampin' Mentals. I was just talking to some stampers about how we love to save these elements. And let's see, do I have one that's already, I'll just tear it. How we love to save these elements because they're just so convenient. So I'm going to go ahead and run this around the edge. And does anyone else find this super satisfying here with the end of a dimensional sheet? Like you've used the whole thing. Woohoo! Let's see. Oh, Kim says in New York, they have no sweaters on their deer. Not surprising. And Sue asked about the trees upside down. Oh, thanks, Bonnie, for the share. What tree? Did I show you trees upside down? Is that here in the paper somewhere? Oh, did I put my trees upside? Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is the best catch. Thank you so much. So we're going to move this. I made my trees upside down. So we're going to peel this off and move our string. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they do have a direction to them. I was just so excited to finish off my dimensionals that I got these backwards. Oh, goodness gracious. It's pre-Friday. Pre-Friday, right? We're almost there. Okay, so let's move these over. Gosh, goodness gracious. Thank you, Sue. We would have had upside down trees. We're going to wrap this around again. I know you wanted to see this part again. It's very exciting to wrap thread around a card and get this set. So, hey, good thing I read that comment, right? All right, so that is going to go there. We're going to move this here. I'll add a little bit more Stampin' Dimensional over here. All right, so now we have our ribbon trapped. We didn't have to work too hard to like tie it and get it tight or anything like that. We did have to turn it right side up once. But we're going to go ahead and pop this here on our card, and I'm going to move it a little bit off to the right because it balances this piece, which is off to the left. Does that make sense? All right, so there we go with our trees right side up. Whew. All right, now we want to add some elements from our stamp set. We're going to use a greeting. I love warm wishes because it goes for all kinds of season things. You don't have to limit yourself to a certain time of the year. Now, a word about this bear stamp. I didn't mount this because I wanted to remind you that when you have a punch that matches your stamp, you really need to be careful about how you mount this. So you wouldn't want to, here's an extreme example, go like this, okay, and pop this on your block. Because is this polar bear going to fit our punch? No, it's not. What you want to do is you want to set your stamp down so that it is not stuck to the table or anything, and just let it relax because that photopolymer has a shape that it likes to go to, And so when it goes to that shape, it's really easy to just drop a block down and pick it up. And then you know it's going to be a good match for your punch, okay? So a good reminder there to kind of keep that, let that punch be its own happy, natural shape. Otherwise, or that stamp, otherwise it's just not going to match very well. Okay, so we're going to grab our piece here, and we're going to go ahead and do some stamping here and punching. So I'm going to stamp, and I'm inking in Memento, which is my favorite black. I do find that it can take 1 second longer than a classic pad to dry, so I'm just gonna give that 1 second and then pop our punch on here to line up. And of course, you're gonna use your Stampin' Up! Punches upside down so that you can see what you're doing. My strategy is always to kind of arrange with both hands, then grab with my right hand and pinch just a little, and then use 2 hands to punch out my polar bear. So, woohoo! Hey, Montana. Good to see you, Mary Ellen. All right, now we're gonna use our piece one more time, and or our pad one more time. I have our polar bear, which has a really great contrast between the back and the foreground. And then we're going to, we need a shape to go out here. And so my go-to shape is always, these are my messy ones, the stylish, stylish shape dies, right? I'm having like a moment. Yeah, stylish shape dies. When I cut extras accidentally, I just leave them in my case. That way they're always there and I can grab them. But they are stacked circles, squares, and some labels. And so I have one that I've pre-die cut for us here. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp our greeting on here. And like I said, we'll go with warm wishes. Good for all kinds of things, and such a cute match for our sweater. So I'm gonna ink this up. Now, when I use my Memento pad, it's a little bit different than my classic pads. So as you know, classic pads are a firm foam pad. They don't have a fabric covering on them. You want to be gentle with them. Ink super lightly. I tell my stampers it's like mouse ballet. You just tap, 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 not elephant ballet, smash, smash, smash. So that is a strategy for these firm foam classic pads. With the Memento, it is different. This is a fabric covered pad. You can see it there. So when I ink here, my strategy for a fabric covered pad is twist, twist, tap, tap. The twist, twist gets a lot of ink on there, just what I want, but it can leave like a swirl pattern. So the tap, tap is to remove that swirl at the end so that I have just a nice even coating of ink without swirl marks, so that then I'm gonna get a really nice focused image here every time, okay? So remember, Memento, twist, twist, tap, tap. Same for stays on, because it's a fabric covered pad too, okay? And if you're trying to remember later, like, Meg said there's different ways to ink, which one is it? Just think about what the kind of pad is you're using. Would you wanna twist, twist on a foam pad? No, you don't wanna tear your foam. But you'll find that if you just do the little teeny taps on Memento, you're not gonna get a very good inking. So then you're thinking fabric pad, twist, twist, tap, tap. Okay. All right, so with that, we're gonna open our Cherry Cobbler regular classic pad because our bear is cold, just like the deer, although not in Illinois or New York, now that we know. Just like the deer wearing their sweaters from the DSP, our bear clearly needs a scarf. So if you've seen bears wearing scarves where you live, I guess, let me know. We have to go see those bears. So, all right, we're gonna put these together. I love the overlap between these. It really connects those two design elements. And we're going to pop these on with Stampin' Dimensionals. We have some embellishments. We're gonna do a little more stamping for the inside and the front of the inside of our card and the envelope that we're gonna do here. All right, warm wishes, and then there's our bear. So pretty simple, but like we always do, some bling here is required. So I have a couple choices for that. One here is our Festive Pearls, which are a fabulous addition for this particular paper because they come in these colors here. I'll open these up that match. So we have the choice of the reds, we have the choice of the silvers, the golds, the light blues, lots of great choices. Or we also have the choice of the glitter sequins, and this is a half a package. It's actually the full thing like this. But the glitter sequins are great also, and they're part of this suite, so I would probably use the silvers on this. I think the turquoise and the green don't quite go, but these would be another fun choice for putting together with our elements from the suite collection. So, all right, when I apply my Festive Pearls, I do my slide and stick method for sure. And so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to use the silver on this one, slide and stick. I really love these in multiples of 3. So I'm going to go ahead and put 2 below and then 1 kind of above. And when we use embellishments, they help to focus attention on the focal point. So I put them around our words here. The bear stands on its own, but we want to bring out that focal point, which is the greeting. So there are our pearls. Let's see, let me get this a little, rearrange our string just a little bit. There we go. Now for the inside of our card, we have a piece here cut, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna stamp some trees because I adore the trees in this set. And we are going to do them as a 2-step stamp set. So again, you want to make sure that you let this tree outline here settle on your table, and then pick it up with the stamp directly, because that is going to help keep its true shape. Always store your extra pieces in your stamp case. That's going to help it keep its shape so that when we go to stamp it on our envelope and our inside, the 2 pieces will match. If I really torque on this tree, it's going to be out of shape, and then it's not going to match its pair. So, all right, now I usually have a tendency on 2-step stamp sets to go ahead and stamp first with my outline and then fill in. But this one is easier to line up. You can see better on the pieces here if I stamp the inside first. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to make blue trees because it is a good match for our what is this thing called? Good match for our polar bear card. And so I want to stamp off first though. So let me grab a piece of scrap paper here. And so I'm going to do my tap, tap, tap here, right? Because this is a classic pad. I'm going to stamp off once, and then I'm going to stamp here on my project paper. Okay. And then we're going to do the same on our envelope. So I will do the same again, ink, and then I like the bottom left corner here for my stamping there. So that was Misty Moonlight, and now we're going to use Night of Navy to do our outside. So these are the colors of our cardstock. And so you can see how much easier it is to line up as I already see the inside, and then I can pop my outline around the edges. Okay. All right. Let's get rid of our scrap paper. Oh yeah, blue spruce trees. Hey. Well, look at us. So coordinated. Good call. I love that. All right. So then here is the inside. We'll go ahead and pop this in, and then we'll take a look at our finished card here. And I have one alternate version of it to share with you that uses the red Festive Pearls instead of the silver Festive Pearls, just for fun. So there is the inside of that. And then of course we have our coordinating envelope, because you want to stamp your envelopes to go along with the cards you're making. And then we have this version here, which just has the red pearls. So kind of a fun difference. And then I use this is the twine, the in color twine for this year. This is the boho blue out of that package. So it makes a great addition as an embellishment across here too. And same thing, it's a really narrow twine. So you would want to group those together by wrapping it twice or 3 times to have that extra presence there, the extra visual presence. Yay, Sue says she likes the red. Yeah, super cute, easy card. If you were mass producing these, like you were making a whole mess of Beary Cute Christmas cards, ha ha ha. If you're making a whole mess of these, I would go ahead and I would just die cut all of those circles, and then I would stamp all my bears and give them all scarves, and then punch all my bears, all kinds of step-by-step ways to make these, and really they would come together quite quickly as cards in a hurry. And then plus something like Festive Pearls is great because you have several colors. I mean, gold would be cute with this too. You could probably even use the blue ones on here. So you could use all kinds of the colors out of this Festive Pearl package to go along with your Beary Cute Christmas cards. So, all right, let me switch back here. Try and think if there are reminders that I have for you on our happy pre-Friday. I think, yeah, just mostly happy pre-Friday. Enjoy your weekend. So I hope that you guys have a chance to get some crafting in this weekend. If it's getting cooler where you are, maybe it's a nice chance to grab a cup of cocoa or a cup of coffee and make some cards. If it's still hot where you are, then stay inside and stamp. That's the answer. And if you missed that little 2-minute organization tip yesterday, you can go ahead and find that on my Loven Stamps Facebook page. And just go ahead and watch that. It was the 3 things that I keep close. There were some good suggestions actually from some of our stampers in our sort of Loven Stamps viewing community here. Some good suggestions on that post too, which I appreciate, of how you guys keep your things organized. So you'll want to check that out. In the meantime, somebody asked me how to see the video description, because I always say the link is in the video description when you're watching a live, and that is a really good question. So it kind of varies depending on whether you're watching on a mobile device or you're watching on a computer. So if anybody has any tips on where to see the video description while you're watching, you could leave those as a comment. Those would be really helpful. I can't really look at your version of this while I'm recording, so that's a little bit trickier. Yay, I'm glad you guys like the card. Thank you. But I think that usually if you look for the little triangle that talks about the video description and so forth, the links are in there. And then usually for the videos that we do for Maker Mornings with Meg, the very first link that I pop up in the comments is usually the link to the supply list, so you can find those there. So, all right, everybody, as always, if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you so much for your watching and sharing and commenting and viewing, supporting. I appreciate it. And I will be back on Tuesday with another Maker Mornings with Meg project. So I actually have them kind of planned out ahead. I can't remember which one's coming on Tuesday, but I'm sure it'll be great. So I'll look forward to seeing you guys then. Happy stamping, everybody. Have a terrific pre-Friday, Friday, and weekend. So thanks for watching.